せーの。
TACHI-WAZA. Let's talk about kuzushi. Now, my opponent has a natural stance which is stable. I am also in a natural stance. But if I try to enter a standing technique, I lose my balance. Therefore, I am defended by my opponent. In order to attack him, I need to break his natural stance. Perhaps many coaches teach standing attack on the opponent's natural stance. However, it is better for the player to break his opponent's stance once or twice, and then enter a standing attack in a competition. Let's train standing techniques with the addition of kuzushi movement. Next, do the standing technique with 2 breaks. When I break my opponent like this, he adds your weight to his right leg. Now, his stance is easy to break in these 2 directions. So when I perform a technique against his left leg comes forward and becomes strong. Now, his weak is left leg. Judo is a sport in which you have to find the opponent's weak points and perform a technique against it. There is a training to perform throwing techniques while moving. Let the opponent do TACHI-WAZA while moving sideways. Also, when the opponent comes around, let the player do a standing technique. Player improves when he can attack by reacting to his opponent's front and back movements, as well as sideways and turning. Coaches, be creative in teaching your players. There are various movements in standing techniques: to set up, to run a series, to defend, to counter, and to break. Now, watch a training session of 10 standing techniques in a row. First, in pairs. Next, watch it from the side. Counter technique. Block and go into your own technique. Defending seoi-nage. These movements include 10 standing techniques. Next, watch the solo movement. 小内刈り、小内刈り、背負い投げ、小外刈り、Defense and counter technique 内股返し、内股 Defense Watch it from the side. First, let them learn the movements alone, and then repeat it in pairs. Throwing techniques are not always done with 2 feet. There are situations that you can throw with 1 leg. 大外刈り、大内刈り and 内股 are swept with 1 foot. It is important to keep your pivot foot strong. So do the standing technique by jumping with your left foot for 1 tatami mat. Don't do 2 steps. Next, in pairs, do a series of 大内刈り to 内股. Break your opponent and check his stance. Then do 内股. Again. Tori is on the right and uke is on the left. Tori does 大内刈り and raises his leg. From this position, Tori must do 大内刈り or 内股, and uke must not fall down. Next, do 大外刈り each other. Start with your 1 foot in the air. Don't use 奥襟. It is important to break your opponent's balance. Next, let's train on your counter techniques. Do 3 times and throw at the 4th time. First, 大外返し. Defend against 大外刈り with 体さばき, and then create a stance to do the counter technique. Next, defend against opponent's 内股. When the opponent comes back to your stance, you must do foot technique. Next, you must defend 大外刈り and lift your opponent with 裏投げ. はい投げてみましょう。スルーしてみましょう。はい。じゃあ今度は内股返し。Next, do 内股返し。相手が内股に来ます。それを受けて。Defend your opponent's 内股 and then turn your opponent. これをうまく回します。This is 一本. You can improve by repeating your favorite techniques as a counter technique. In judo, Tori moves his opponent or uke moves his opponent. When I want to make my opponent move, I can move my hikite and his right leg will move. When I try to push his left leg, it will be moved behind. Then his right leg comes in front of me. You can do a technique on it. If you understand this logic, you can throw your opponent with good timing. In judo, there is a motion of feint. When you make feint for ouchigari, your opponent puts his left leg behind. Then his right leg is in front of me, so I can do osotogari. But when he moves his right leg behind, you can do uchimata again against his left leg. Watch a training like this. If you do technique against the opponent's stabled leg, he will not fall. Judo is to find the opponent's weak point and do techniques. Coaches teach your players to train like this. Then they will improve. Kosei's eye.
Today's topic. Judo. I think the pursuit of judo equals the pursuit of life. This is because I have been able to develop the power to live from judo. I want to explore various things all through my life. まさしくもうこれは道だなっていうふうには思ってます。こう人生においても全てが順風満帆にいくわけではなく、いいこともあれば悪いこと、辛いこともある。そういう特にこの辛い苦しい状況においてどう乗り越えていけれるかというところもこう柔道から学んだ。本当に今回ね、こうやって新型コロナ禍の中で考えさせられることがたくさんありますし、間違いなくこうね、これからにおいて過去の状況と同じ状況なんていうものはやはりありえないと。これまでの先人の方々が築き上げた、大きな力っていうものは継承はしていかなければいけないと思います。これは絶対的な要素であり、ここを全てなくすことは私はマイナスになるなと。しかしそれだけでもダメだなと。そこに何をプラスアルファしていけるか、ここに大きなより一層この柔道の魅力を引き出していけれるポイントがあるんじゃないかなというふうには思ってますので、こう今いろんな授業をに携わらせてもらったりだとかしている中で、これがいわば点だけで終わってはやっぱりいけないなっていうふうにはすごく感じてて、いかにこの線で結びつかせていきながら、大枠で物事を見た上で取り組んでいかなきゃいけないというふうに思ってます。で、やっぱりこうすごく重要になってくるのは、柔道界っていうものがどういう道で進んでいくのかというですね、こう理念、ここがとっても重要になってくるんじゃないかなと。その中でのそのいわば点、目的のところをどういろいろと幅広く展開していけれるかっていうところ、ここが今後の柔道界においても非常に取り組んでいかなければいけないポイントかなというふうには私自身もすごく感じてますので、まだまだ42歳になりましたけど、道も半ば以下かなというふうには思いますが、常にやっぱり学ぶ心というものを忘れずに謙虚に少しでも何か自分自身の理想を求めていけれるように頑張っていきたいなというふうに思っています。
Thank Thank you for watching this channel. See you next time. Bye bye.